When it comes to DreamWorks animation, they can often be a mixed bag when it comes to the quality of their films. Sometimes they can make some truly fantastic films that leave a big impact on people, but other times they can make some pretty bland and generic films that just kind of go off as meh. And other times they can make some really bad films, but sometimes they can make Shark Tale, which I unironically love so much. But like I said before, they have made some amazing films that left a big impact on cinema and media. Obviously, they're mostly known for making the Shrek films, which I really enjoy, but while DreamWorks is mostly stuck with 3D computer animation, they've also dabbled in 2D animation. One of their first films was The Prince of Egypt, which is a groundbreaking film that pushed what could be told in a PG animated kids film, and I love it so much. I'm definitely going to talk about it more in the future. But before Shrek, DreamWorks made a 2D animated film that I truly believe is an underrated masterpiece and deserves so much more attention, and that film is The Road to El Dorado. The Road to El Dorado is a 2D animated adventure comedy musical film directed by Bibo Bergeron and Don Paul, and even Mr. Jeffery Katzenberg himself assisted with the directing. The film takes place in 1519 Spain, and it's about two con artists named Miguel and Tulio, voiced by Kenneth Bragan and Kevin Kline. They get into a dice game with these pirates and win a map off them, a map that allegedly leads to the lost city of El Dorado, which is a city of gold, shown in the opening. They eventually get caught cheating and end up stowing away on a boat, but they are later caught and held prisoner by Captain Cortez, voiced by Jim Cummings. They eventually escape with Captain Cortez's horse and end up on an island. They realize that the map they got off the pirates is a map to the lost city of El Dorado. They decide to go off and try and find the lost city. They eventually find the lost city and run into a villager named Chell, voiced by Rosie Perez, and a lot of people seem to like her character for reasons. After arriving in the city, Miguel and Tulio are confused for gods, so they try and make it look like that they are these almighty powerful gods, while trying to look brave at the same time as well. After they spend some time in the village, the film's second antagonist and the city ruler, Tizkel Khan, I'm just gonna call him Khan because that's a weird name, starts to question if they are truly gods and tries to expose them, while Miguel, Tulio, and eventually Chell attempt to get out of the city with a lot of golden valuables. First, I want to go over the characters. The two main protagonists, Miguel and Tulio, are some of the best things about this movie. They have such a great relationship and are easily the best part of the movie. They have some of the best dynamic I have ever seen in a buddy comedy film. The characters' friendship and banter with each other is amazing, and you can tell that they have been scamming people together for years and truly care for each other, while also taking the piss out of each other. Both of the actors here are amazing, and you can tell that both of the actors had so much fun with their roles. And the other main character, Chell, could have used more screen time and character development, but she was still a really great character. She's very funny and has a great dynamic with Miguel and Tulio. The first antagonist, Cortez, doesn't have a lot of screen time to be honest and only shows up a couple times, but he is still incredibly intimidating and can be pretty scary at points. Jim Cummings does a fantastic job here. The second main antagonist, Tezel Khan, has some great moments. He's both intimidating but also funny at the same time, although sometimes he can be a bit too over the top and sometimes annoying, but he's still really good. Then there's the Chief, who I personally really enjoy. He's so calm and kind to Miguel and Tulio, and it's just a great character. Around the end, you can sort of tell that he knows they're lying about being gods, but he doesn't really care, since they brought so much happiness to his village people. You can also tell that he really cares about his people, and just wants them to be happy. And then there's also the horse. He's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Another great aspect here is the animation. The animation here is phenomenal, and some of the best 2D animation I've ever seen. Almost better than The Prince of Egypt. The characters are so expressive and move so fast and fluently. The best animation comes from Miguel and Tulio. You can simply just mute the film, but still get the idea from their characters just by their animation. It is amazing. And the designs on all the characters here are amazing and really stand out. Each and every character here is very distinct and I love it. Although the CGI here is a bit outdated and sticks out like a sore thumb, which is kind of weird because at the beginning there's this really cool stylized CGI animation used for the opening song, and it is really good. I kinda wish they went for this style later on in the film, but it isn't too bad. This was the early 2000s, so CGI animation was still trying to catch up. Also, some of the backgrounds and sets for the city of El Dorado is amazing. It is stunning, especially the opening when we see the towers form. It is beautiful. And they've also captured the culture really well. You can tell that this is a lost city based on all the character designs and their dressing and their culture. It is amazing. Also, the musical numbers here are great. Elton John and Tim Rice wrote the songs here, who you may know them from The Lion King, and they do such a good job here. I love almost all the songs here, from the opening song to On the Trail We Blaze, and to one of my personal favorite songs, It's Tough to Be a God. They are all fantastic, and Elton John brings his best vocal work here. Almost all the songs were sung by Elton John, but It's Tough to Be a God was sung by the two main protagonists, and it is easily one of my favorite songs here. The visuals and the vocal work is all amazing. Also, I'd like to bring up that yes, this film does technically go with the whole lie revealed story, but not really. Miguel and Tulio do lie about being gods to try and trick the village people, and you'd expect that later on they'd be called out for it by the village people. But surprisingly, they don't. They never really own up about them lying, cause Chell finds out that they are not gods, and like I said, the chief kind of knows that they're lying, so they never really get called out. They just kind of leave with all the gold. They obviously sacrifice it to save the village, but it's still a really nice subversion, because in most films they get called out, but in this film they don't. It may be seen as them being assholes, but personally, I see it as them just being criminals because, again, these guys are criminals. Like I said, it's a great subversion of expectations, and seeing the story unfold here is amazing. In conclusion, this is an extremely underrated film that I would highly recommend you giving a watch. I didn't go into too many plot details, since I want you guys to watch it for yourself. It is amazing. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix America, so go watch it if you haven't already. It does have a few small issues here, like the story could be a bit predictable sometimes, and the relationship between Chell, Miguel, and Tulio is, questionable for a kids film, I'm not gonna lie, but it is still amazing and I honestly love it. It sucks that this film bombed at the box office and got mixed reviews from critics, but this was released around the time when 2D animation was slowly dying out and 3D animation was rising, but it is still incredibly underrated and deserves a lot more love and attention, with the characters, story, animation and music. And like I said, the best part of the whole film is Miguel and Tulio's relationship. Miguel and Tulio are easily the best part of this whole movie. It is extremely good and their relationship carries the whole movie, and it all adds up to be a fantastic film. Like I said, I would highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. It is truly an underrated masterpiece. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video, hope you all have a swag day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.